Romance scams, when danger is just one message away. Today, we are going to dive a bit deeper into cybercrime, specifically the scammers who exploit online vulnerabilities for profit through what is known as a romance scam. First, it is important to remember that you are always being watched. And believe me, it's not just algorithms run by cutting-edge computers. People with malicious intent are actively keeping an eye on your profile. They have probably already added you and are studying your behavior. Who knows? You might even be online friends by now. You are already listening to this person's secrets. And of course, it almost always starts the same way. They open up first so that you feel comfortable opening up to them. But make no mistake, they don't care about your feelings. They want your wallet. Anatomy of a profile. What are you exposing? Let's take a look at your profile. Let's start with Instagram. How many of those people do you actually know? How many are truly part of your life, friends you see in your day-to-day routine? Now, I know you might belong to that select group of people who use social media without exposing their lives to strangers. And that is an excellent sign. However, a huge number of people use the internet to escape reality and look for online friends. Not that they are wrong for doing so, but it is crucial to understand that online, a friend is just a photo, text, videos, or audio clips. With the rise of artificial intelligence and deepfake technology, it has become incredibly easy to generate realistic videos daily, turn on a webcam, and completely alter one's appearance. The risks today are infinitely higher. To give you an idea of how serious this is, estimates from Meta and cybersecurity experts suggest that about 4% to 5% of active profiles on Facebook and Instagram are fake. That translates to hundreds of millions of accounts created exclusively to run scams, spread spam, or monitor victims. How many of your followers are actual, real people? The chase for popularity leads many to accept every single request. On top of that, many accounts are set to public. Your photos are out there, and your relatives often leave innocent comments like, "Beautiful cousin," "Love you, sweetheart," or "Miss you." This is exactly where criminals begin to map out their target. They connect the dots to reach out to a relative. Getting a phone number isn't hard. A fake profile of a man or a woman, the kind that looks like a fashion model, will take care of charming or extracting that information. It all works like a massive network. The scams that actually succeed are engineered over days. If the criminals realize they can squeeze a larger payout out of you, they will dedicate even more time to the setup. From the trust trigger to blackmail, sextortion. The fastest-moving scams involve messaging threads where the attacker ends up sharing explicit photos, the infamous nudes. That is where the reciprocity and trust trigger kicks in. They trusted you and sent photos or videos, so you feel a psychological obligation to trust them back. This is basic human nature. It's why psychological triggers work so well. If someone gives you something, your brain instinctively wants to give something in return. Before you know it, the person is demanding money to keep your photos private. And they won't just threaten to leak them to the internet at large. Remember, they found you on social media and have already mapped out your contacts, your parents, your coworkers, your boss. The blackmailer threatens to send your private media directly to them. Naturally, you want to prevent this at all costs, so you send a little money. Boom. You just poured gasoline on the fire. The threats will keep escalating until you break down psychologically. In some variations, the criminal doesn't even ask for the money directly. They create a second fake profile, pretending to be a hacker or an enraged family member of your online love, claiming they are going to ruin your life. But remember, they are the exact same person. This criminal industry is absurdly lucrative. According to data from the FBI, via the Internet Crime Complaint Center, and global consumer protection agencies, Romance scams rake in over $1 billion annually worldwide. In Brazil, the financial and psychological toll is devastating. And the worst part is that most cases go unreported because victims are too ashamed of what happened. How to play the game, the alt profile strategy. So, what should you do? Well, the first step is to never blindly trust the stories you hear online. These people will always try to forge a deep, rapid emotional bond. Be skeptical. Whenever you start talking to a stranger, use this counterattack technique to protect yourself. Maintain a second or even third profile. Never use your real account to chat with people you don't know in the physical world. Keep alternative profiles on hand, using generic photos and identities solely for interacting with strangers. Turn it into a game of chess. If a mysterious stranger slides into your DMs, engage them through one of these backup profiles. Treat it as an exercise in analysis. This shield profile can save you from a major trap. If the scammer tries to map out your family or harvest intimate photos, they will be doing it to a fictional character, not to you. Learn how to play the internet game. The cards are on the table. You might not have been dealt the best hand in the virtual world, but you can still play it brilliantly if you realize that the weapons they use against you can also be used for your defense. Analyze your online friend's profile with the same critical eye they use to look at yours. You aren't being paranoid out of malice. You are simply adapting to what the digital environment demands.
Once you notice you have gathered enough information and connected enough dots to know exactly who is on the other side, or if you realize it's a trap, simply cut off the conversation, block the account on your backup profile, and keep your original account safe. On the digital chessboard, your safety always comes first.
If you enjoyed this content and think it could be helpful to someone, please share our channel and subscribe. See you soon.